the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is episode 79. Today is Saturday, the 17th of January, 2026. Obviously, this is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. And this is the episode 79, like I've just said. And it's just today's, let's say, the title of today's live is A Calm Place to Think Out Loud. So I'm just going to start Q&A there. I'll just type this in. I'll be with it out loud and then sorry, one moment. I'm just typing something in now. All comments replied to. Done. There we go. Let's start that off. Yes, brilliant. That's great. Can I move that? Let's minimize it a tiny bit. Let's turn it around. It's a calm place to think out loud. All comments will be responded to. I'm just warming up a little bit. Just gonna have a little drink. So let me begin. How do I start? Where do I start? Let's go for it. So yeah, this is I'll just refer to my notes a little bit. I've only got a few notes today, if I'm honest. I'm going to be responding to all the comments like I always do. Go with the flow of the conversation. I'm going to discuss some of my own reflections from this week, how my week's gone, etc. What I've kind of learned this week. And that's really it, I suppose. So this is a calm place to think out loud. I don't have a plan today. I really don't. I'm just going to share a few honest reflections and read comments quietly and calmly. No fixing, no pressure to say anything at all. Just, I'm going to respond to all the comments. I'll reflect on a few things if I can. I'll try and help people the best I can as well. But I'll be replying to everybody, okay, as best as well as I possibly can. Okay, so we've got some comments. Here we go. So we've got XC. I can't say your name. Sorry, X is saying CO2. What does CO2 mean? Hi to you. Robert Lawrence says hi. Hello, Robert. How are you? My name's Brad, by the way. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. I'll move on. Stern is saying Bob. Sending a smile. Is that your name, Stern? Bob. Hi, Bob, if that's your name. My name's Brad, by the way. Bomberclots. Bomberclot says hi. Hi, Bomberclot. How are you? Tanner says hello. Hello, Tanner. Good to see you again. Hope that you're doing well. Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you here again. Good to see that you're here again, Tanner. Ash Druitt. Charlie. Hello, Ash Druitt. How are you? Ash Stewart says hi. Tanner says hi. Poppy is saying, what am I having for dinner? I have no idea what you're having for dinner. You tell me. I have no idea. And Tanner saying, you seem tired. You've read my body language very well there, Tanner. Were you on duty last night? No, I was, I've been working. I've not. It's my day off today. Luckily, I'm off all weekend, Tanner. But I had a long week last week and I had to stay late last night. I had to stay late. We were doing, I don't know if you've heard it before, it's a Dupuytren's fasciectomy in the theatre. I wasn't doing it, the surgeon was, of the hand, of course. And it took a long time. I had to stay later. There were two surgeons on the operation and they had to take a skin graft, like a full thickness skin graft from the arm as well. And it just took, there were so many sutures. So it took hours and I had to stay late. So yeah, it's probably attributed to my feeling tired today. But I thought I'd turn up today anyway, Tanner. I thought I'd turn up today anyway and do my best. Poppy says, hey. Hello, Poppy. How are you? Hope you're okay. Where are you from, Poppy, is the question. I'll carry on talking anyway. So you don't need to perform here. It's not about that today. You can just listen. You can contribute. It's up to you. You can share a sentence. That's enough. Whatever you want to do, it's all good. So I'll carry on talking the best I can. Let me talk about like a three-dimensional experience that I've had. One moment. Let me carry on reading. SCR says, hi, I'm just asking, how do they replace the skin in the arm then? SCR, well, basically, the operation was of the hand. It was a dupuytren's fasciectomy. Most people won't know what that is. Basically, what happens to the hand is there's loads of tissue that grows in the hand. And it makes the hand like that. And they can't move the fingers, let's say, for example, because the fasciectomy is inside the skin, of course. So what they do is they open up the hand with a knife, and then they start taking all this like white. It's like a white tissue that comes out of the hand, and all this white tissue is really like, I'm saying it really vaguely here. It creates that your hand like that. People are suffering because they can't move the hands like normal. So they take it all out, and then that allows getting all the tissue out, which takes time. And then it allows the fingers to be a bit, let's say, more normal. And then with the full thickness skin, because they've opened up, they've sliced the finger open to get access to this tissue to take it out. They need then to cover, when they stitch the hand up, they need to, I'm saying this really vaguely, sorry, but I'll do my best. They need a skin. They need to do, sorry, I'm not getting the words out. They need to take some skin from your forearm, for example. I'm speaking in layman's terms here. And that's what they do. What they do is just cut there. They make a template of the size of the skin graft. Skin graft is what the word I was looking for. They take it from here. Then they apply it to the hands and stitch it all together. So the skin graft comes to the forearm. But with the forearm, they just do a direct closure, which just means that they stitch. This can be stitched back up. Where they took the skin graft from, they can stitch it back up, and then it just heals. There'll be a scar there, of course, but that's a really that's just me explaining it the best I can within a layman's terms kind of terminology. So yeah, the skin in the arm just heals itself, but there'll be a scar there. SCR. Seth Baker saying, you look like a Chelsea fan. How can I look like a Chelsea fan? I am not a Chelsea fan. I'm definitely not a Chelsea fan. What team do you support, Seth? Is the question. Tanner saying, a very demanding job you were doing. Great appreciation. Thanks, Tanner. I appreciate that. Thank you. I had to stay late. It was Friday. There was and there was hardly any staff, and I was at the table. And I feel like you've got a duty of care. You can't just leave the table mid operation because you're going home. I think you need to see it through till the end. The surgeons were working really, really hard. There was 2 of them as well. It took hours. They were working really hard. So the best I can do as a scrub, I'm a scrub nurse, not a surgeon, of course. But the best I can do is support them the best I can. And I think you need to see it through. Anyway, looks like I need a shave as well. I'm not sure. I usually have, I've let my hair on my face grow a little bit. I need to shave. Norshad Khan says, hi, Norshad. How are you? Hope you're okay. My name's Brad, by the way. Tanner is probably speaking a lot better than me. Tanner's a surgeon himself, so he probably have much more of obviously has a much better rounded medical experience than I have. So Tanner's saying you help surgeons in that operation where contracted tendons and fibrotic tissues are released. You've explained it so much better than I have, Tanner. Thanks, mate. That's exactly bang on the money, Tanner. Exactly that. So yeah, going back to, I'm going to carry on talking, of course. So I've had a busy week, and on Monday, I talk about 3-dimensional people that are very close-minded, toxic people sometimes, and that these people aren't very open-minded, etc., etc. And I was in a team on Monday, and I forgot what we were doing. We were doing shoulders. We're doing shoulders anyway. And the scrub team that I had, they there was no one was talking. I was trying to like engage in conversations with people throughout the day, throughout the work day, to make the day a bit lighter, to make the day a bit better. And I was around these people, and there were no one home. It's weird. It's like vacant look in their eye, and that's the team I had. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is a bit drab. This is a bit, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it. And then obviously I had there was a band six who's above me, who's in charge of me, let's say. And it wasn't a good day out. It was not a good day out, if I'm honest. And this person's very angry. And some people, what they'll do is they're very angry, they're very low vibrational, they're very insecure, and it oozes out of their energy field, out of the way they behave, even if they're not being outwardly rude. And I just felt that on the Monday. It was not a fun day. It really wasn't. Not a good day out, let's say that much. One moment, I'll speak the best I can. And sorry, I've not got much of a script today, have I? I've just turned up. And sometimes what these people will do is they'll see that imagine you're like a vibrant, lighter type of person that's has a bit more about them, someone who's a bit more positive, let's say. These negative types of people will try to bring you down consciously or unconsciously. They'll see you as a threat, even though you're not trying to be a threat. And being around them can be very, very draining. And that's what I experienced on Monday. And if I was going to say, I want to give the best example of a three-dimensional person, it would have been on Monday. There was three of them and one of me. And that was the worst day I had all week. The rest of the week was okay. But that day was, it's difficult to be around people that haven't worked on themselves. And it's just like, if you're trying to have a conversation, there's no one home. There's just like yes or no answers. It's weird. Some people, just no one's home. Like, you speak to them, it's like, hi, how you doing? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. You talk about maybe deeper things or something a bit more interesting, and there's nothing. There's absolutely no response. It's just like, you can't even laugh or joke with them or anything. It's like, it's like, anyone's ever experienced that with someone? It's like, where are you? Is anyone home? What's going on here? It's very clinical and drab, and everyone's just blank stares, just nothing. And they're not the type of person that I am, and I struggle to be around those types of people. I don't expect people to be perfect. I don't expect people to always agree with me. The people are what they are, aren't they? I suppose you've just got to accept them as they are. OMG, Baldy over there. What's it like to have no hair? OMG, I've seen you. I think I've seen you before, man. It's really good to have no hair. I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. OMG. What was I going to say then? Yeah, it's nothing new, mate. Nothing new. I've been bald for a while. I used to be insecure about it, OMG. Really insecure. I'm in my 20s. I think I've said this before. I used to have hair, believe it or not. But it started to thin. I had really thin hair, mousy hair, brown hair it was. It was blonde when I was younger. And then it just started to recede. So I'm thinking, oh, shit. Didn't look good, mate. Didn't look good. So I obviously, some people opt to have hair transplants, but I didn't want to do that. Each to their own. But not for me. It takes a lot of effort. It costs a lot of money to have a hair transplant, and you've got to keep taking medications as well to maintain it. I don't want to do that. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm just going to shave it all off, OMG. So I did. And do you know what? How does it feel? I feel good about it. I accept it. Once I'd shaved it all off, which was years ago, it was like problem solved. Less is more. So what's it like to have no hair? I'm good with it. How's your head of hair is the question. Do you have a full head of hair? How old are you? Good for you if you do. But yeah, that's it. Basically, it's all good. I'll carry on talking anyway. So yeah, I struggled to be around three-dimensional people. And then I thought to myself, I don't want that. What happened was I got, I'm just reflecting now myself, really. How did I feel? I was around people that were low vibrational. I was around people that weren't have much depth, and one of them was trying to like unconsciously pull me down a bit. And another thing that happened is one of my colleagues got dismissed, and this colleague was new. She was a really nice person. She was a theatre support worker. She worked in the theatres, let's say, operational theatres. And everyone was saying how bad this person was. They were slagging this person off. They were saying how shit she was. I was thinking, I've never worked with this person, but everyone's saying she's done this bad thing. She's done that bad thing. She's terrible. She's awful. But she's nice, but she's not very good at her job. And I thought to myself, all right, okay, let me see. So I worked with her last Friday, not yesterday, but the week before. And I worked with her, and she was really good. She was really kind. She was really hardworking. I thought, do you know what? I need to tell the management about how I found her. And I went to the management and I said, this person's actually okay. They were really nice. They were really hardworking, etc., etc. But I didn't know there was an investigation going on with regards to that person. The next day after I said that, I felt compelled to stick up for this person because I felt like it was an injustice. And then the next day they got dismissed, and I felt really sad. I thought, oh, that's sad. You know, someone's lost a job. And the reality is in life, especially in today's current, let's say, economic climate within England, a lot of people struggle financially. And if you lose your job, it's very difficult to get another one. And you're only a few paychecks away from being homeless if you're living paycheck to paycheck, which most people are. I'm one of those people, let's be honest. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just the way it is. So I felt really bad for that person. You know what I mean? I just felt bad. And then I was explaining this to the team I was with on Monday, going back. And this person who's a bit toxic, like dismissed me saying I shouldn't say these things. You don't know what it's like and blah, blah, blah. I thought I'll always speak the truth. I'll always stick up for people if I feel like it's the right thing to do. And if I see injustice, I feel unfairness, I'll back up someone if I feel like it's not fair. Anyway, it didn't work. This person was dismissed, no matter what I said. And I felt really bad about that. Anyway, I'll carry on talking. Hope I can see all the comments just that are coming on there. Am I reading all the comments? Guys, anyone that's watching, am I missing any of the comments? Because I can't see any more coming. I can't see any more coming at the moment. 1 minute, I'm just going to do something because I think they're not all coming through. Let me see. I'm still on live, by the way. I don't know if all my comments are coming through. Yeah, it's all right, don't worry. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Technical issues. I'm having to open up my laptop because I don't think all the comments are coming through, so I'll have to just sign on here. It's not very good, is it? It is what it is. We're at the mercy of technology sometimes. But all you can do is adapt, I suppose. I'll turn the computer on. Hi, Johnny. Oh, it's still working. Great. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Hope you're okay. I'm just doing a random one today, Johnny. I checked out your channel, by the way, Johnny. Do you still do? Sorry, I clicked on you, if I'm honest. I just thought, oh, you're from Paraguay, aren't you? I remember now. I hope you're doing okay. Looks like you've made content. You've got quite a few subscribers, haven't you? I just wondered, what was I going to say then? Do you still make content is the question. Do you still do it? And how have you found being a content creator, let's say a YouTubing, let's say? It's not easy, is it? It's definitely not easy. Sander says hi. Yeah, it's working. Brilliant. I thought my chat wasn't working. It's just the fact that no one was talking. That's absolutely fine, though. Johnny says doing great. Thanks. No worries. Good. Sorry if I appear a little bit tired today. I think it's just because I've had a long week at work, living life, etc., etc. This is a chilled live, by the way, for anyone that's just joining and just reflecting on the week. I'll respond to all comments, and I'm going with the flow with regard to the conversation. To be open and honest, I've got a few notes, but not many. I've got a lot less than I usually have. Sandra's saying, no, you look great, Brad. Thanks, Sandra. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I don't feel that great, if I'm honest, but I feel okay. Let's go with that. But what was I going to say anyway? So they let this. Sorry, as I was saying, the person I was trying to stick up through lost a job. She was really nice. She was really hardworking. From what I saw of her, she was doing a good, decent job. I'd have had her on my team anytime, but they dismissed her. I don't know what's gone on, but I felt bad. And then I explained it to some people and they didn't seem to care. And I thought, where's humanity in that? Like, you should care about other people, especially when they lose their jobs, man. I get why sometimes if someone's not performing well enough, they're a dead weight. You're only as strong as your weakest link. That kind of thinking. You're doing a stressful job. Tasks need to be completed. And if you've got a weak link that's not doing the work properly, everyone else has to pick up the slack. And if you've only got a team of 3 or 4 people, it gets very difficult and very challenging. So I understand why they let people go. But from a human perspective, from an empathy perspective, I don't like it. It's not nice, if you know what I'm trying to say. Johnny's saying, yeah, I didn't have a clear strategy. It took a couple of months, but got back to creating content at the start of the year. What kind of content do you create, Johnny, is the question. You didn't have a clear strategy. Yeah, it's difficult, Johnny. I've kind of like, I just started, Johnny, basically. My first video was absolutely terrible, if I'm honest. I just started. I find that I love doing the lives. I like doing it. So that's what I'm sticking with. And I'm just going to be my fucking self. And that's the best I can do, unpolished as that is. And I'm just going to stick with that. I'm sticking with that, basically. And I hope I do. Obviously, I believe I will do well, but it's going to take a long, it takes time. And it's going to happen organically and naturally, if you know what I mean. I think it's best to be genuine with the content. In my opinion, everyone might be different. Some people do different things, don't they? One way doesn't fit everybody, does it, Johnny, with regards to this? But I think it's just to stand this test of time. I think it's good to enjoy it, and it's good to be genuine with it, real with it, human with it, let's say. But that's my philosophy anyway. I don't know about what your philosophy is on that. And keep turning up. Sandra's saying it's natural to feel tired after a week at work. Yeah, it takes a lot from you. It can take a lot from you, energy-wise. And you don't always feel it straight away. Sometimes you feel it like, I've worked all week. I've done about 45, 46 hours this week, which is quite a lot. Some people do more, I know, but it's still quite a lot. More than average. And then you have a day off after that long week, and this is the first day off after this long week I've just done. And of course, it takes it out of you. You feel it. Absolutely, Sandra. I don't regret it, though. I don't regret it. It's good to be useful, in my opinion. Anyway, but I love doing this. I absolutely love doing this. I love doing it. I believe that I'm here to serve people. I need to be of service to people. That's what I need to be. I need to be of service to people the best way I can. Sandra's saying, Brad, you can't expect others to give a shit about people and things you care about. No. And if you do, you're probably going to get disappointed. And that's probably a bit naive of me this week. A little bit naive of me. On Monday, I was a little bit naive, if I'm honest. And you can't expect that. And if you do expect it, you're probably going to get disappointed like I did this week. I get why you feel the way you do, though. It's very human of you and very kind. Yes, absolutely. However, on another note, though, if I was in a team and I had someone who was not performing and they were really nice, but they weren't fucking performing, and you're like, you need to do this task, and they don't do it, then you support them and they continue not to be able to do the task correctly, then you've got a problem. As nice as they are, They could be the nicest person in the world, but they're not performing. And you supported them for months and months, and still they're not performing. And there's a lot of fucking work to do, and everyone's stressed out. Everyone's tired. The job's already hard enough without a person that's not pulling their own weight. So it just makes it even harder. And then there's a point where you've got to let them go. It sounds harsh, doesn't it? That's another way of looking at it, though, isn't it? I suppose. Anyway, Johnny on the Rise. So I was wandering around and had some trouble figuring out what I really wanted to do. Yeah, it's difficult, Johnny. You're wandering around, figuring out what you want to do, what works, what doesn't work. Yes, I've been fumbling around like that as well. So I think that's not a natural thing to do, especially, let's say, YouTube, anything, creating content. It's like you're fumbling around, finding what works, what doesn't, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. So yeah, you just got to find your way, I suppose. I think going forward, I'll take a similar approach to yours, just give my own perspective. Yeah. You learn as you go along as well. Absolutely. I used to edit my videos to begin with, Johnny. And they were like 5 to 10 minute long videos, and I'd like try to be as punchy and as exciting as I could, but I probably wasn't being my 100% self while I was doing that. It's very difficult to be yourself in a 5-10 minute video. And I found it a little bit stressful with regards to doing, for me personally, some people do edited videos and that's absolutely fine, it works. But me personally, I prefer just to converse naturally on a live. Anyway, give your own perspective though, honest perspective. It won't get you massive views to begin with. It's like a slow growth, really. Slow. Sometimes slow is the best way to. Everyone grows at different paces. I went through a phase as well where I was comparing myself to other people as well. And I was looking at other channels as well, Johnny. I was thinking, oh, fuck, that person's only done 20 videos. I've done 200 and they're ahead of me. And I got a bit like envious of them, and I thought I need to check myself. So now I'm just let it go. I'm not bothered. Let it go. It'll happen. It's all good. Thank you to anyone that's likes and subscribed, by the way. I appreciate you all. I'm just doing a chilled live, reflections, responding to comments. The conversation can go either way, really. Collective consciousness, which is, in a nutshell, what we're doing right now. Anyway, Fazuli says hello. Hello, Fazuli. How are you? My name's Brad. Nice to meet you. Sandra says, hi, Johnny. Yes, you must keep going. You do. And create your videos. That's very kind of you to say, Sandra. Absolutely. Go for it, Johnny. Only if that's what you want to do, of course. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't. There's no right or wrong. Everyone's got their own path and their own choices. Sandra says hello to Fazuli. Fazuli says hello. Ash, I'm coming back. I'm coming back home, Ash. Where you come? Right. What do you mean you're coming back home? Where have you been and where is home? Ash is the question. How is life, Fazuli? Sandra's asking. Fazuli says good. Sandra's asking the same question as me. Ash, oh, where's home? Fazuli says, yeah. Gaming with Jacob. Hi, Gaming with Jacob. Have you got your own channel, Gaming with Jacob? I'm guessing. 6777777777. Right, okay. What does that mean, mate? What does that mean to you? Fazuli says 6767. Okay. Sandra said 898989. Here we go. Callum Ross says hi. Hello, Callum. How are you? Hope you're okay. I love it, Johnny. I say this fucking lot. I say this all the time, mate. What you've just said. Comparison is the kill. The comparison is a thief of joy, I say, but this is a good way of saying it too. Comparison is the killer of joy. It really, really, really is. It really, really is. There's always someone that's going to be better looking than you, someone that's younger than you, someone that's fitter than you, someone that's more popular than you, someone who's got a nicer car than you. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But comparison can be a killer of joy. Absolutely, Callum. I'm just going to pin that. I like it. Thanks, Callum. Sorry, thanks, Johnny, should I say. Forgive me. Sander says, hello to Callum. Sander says, Johnny, 100%. Absolutely. Naomi. Hi, can you call me Naomi? Absolutely. Naomi, nice to meet you, Naomi. My name's Brad. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. Thank you to anyone that's liked, commenting, or subscribing. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. Mike Thurston. Hello, Mike. Yo, what's up? I'm just doing a chilled live, reading all the comments, Mike, going with the flow and seeing where the conversation goes. Naomi, you're on the 67 club too. How does writing, can I ask you a question? Anyone that's writes 67, how does writing 67 make you feel? I'll ask again. How does writing 67 make you feel? And why do you do it? Why do you feel compelled to do that? I'm just asking out of curiosity. If you can answer that, that'd be great. If you don't want to, that's fine. I just wondered why. Sander's saying hi to Naomi. Hello and also hello to Mike. Mike says hi back. Sander's saying lots of children here today, Brad. LOL. With regards to 67, it's probably more than likely the thing that a young person would do. More than likely. I'd assume that. Mike Thurston says, skibbity toilet. Skibbity toilet. What's a skibbity toilet? Mike, what the fuck is a skibbity toilet? Tell me what it is. I've never heard of that. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Good morning to you too. I'm just doing a random chilled live, Dawn. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, hope you're doing well. How's life? How's your week been is the question. Sander says, how are you, Mike? Sander says, hello, Dawn. Nice to see you. God Eater says, I love something. You love doing that, do you? That's not very... I don't think that's very nice, God Eater. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read that. Nice try, though. Mike is saying hi. Dawn says, good to see you too, Sander. Georgie says, hi. Hi, Georgie. My name's Brad. Nice to meet you. Sander's asking how Dawn is. Dawn is saying, I had the best therapy session the other day, and my first thought was, oh my God, I want to tell Sander. Oh, that's lovely. Why was it amazing, Dawn? You don't have to share, by the way. That's very private. Sorry. If you want to share, share. If you don't, don't. I'm glad that you had a really good set. That's a therapy session. It can be really beneficial. Most people don't do it. They really don't. So it's very courageous to do it. Absolutely. And I can believe it's really beneficial. A lot of growth can be gained through going to therapy. You've got to put the work in yourself, of course, as I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know that, which you are doing, of course. But it's good to hear that you've had a great session. Mike saying 67 gets a bit boring now. I agree, Mike. Like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It's just maybe it's that. That's the whole point of it, because you know it's dumb and it's just annoying, so you just do it. I'm not even annoyed by it, by the way. It's just irrelevance, basically, in my opinion, Mark. But I get you. It can get boring. It's just irrelevant, nonsense, nonsensual. It doesn't mean anything. It's dumb. Yeah. But people who write it, it helps my algorithm. So thank you for writing 67. I appreciate it. It helps my algorithm. So nice one. Sander's saying, Dom, that's amazing. I'm so happy. Probably a misspell there, Sander. I'm so happy for you. Absolutely. Mike says, go crazy and start screaming. Not my style. Pie Trout says, I've got cancer. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'll take your word for it. I'm sorry that if you have that. What type of cancer do you have, and are you getting any treatment for it? I'm sorry to hear that. It's not nice, is it? And I hope that you're getting treatment for that. Dawn saying, haha, stupid, autocorrect destroys the conversation more than it actually helps anyone. Yeah, autocorrect can be frustrating, let's say that. Jeremy Byfield, what are you wearing on your lips? Nothing, that's just my, Jeremy, nice to meet you, Jeremy. What am I wearing on my lips? Just normal lips, mate. Dawn said we started a timeline to retrieve, yeah, past life, well, not past life progression. That's a different. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent there, Dawn. We started. I'll rewind a bit. Let me read Dawn's comment. We started a timeline. Interesting, to retrieve lost memories, and I absolutely broke down, crying so hard. Oh, wow, that mustn't have been easy. Even the therapist who's welling up, and I managed to retrieve her memory too. Oh, you've gone deep there, Dawn. Wow. You've gone deep into Pandora's box, which is where all your fears are. I know you know this. And you've it's like a core memory in it from your childhood. Obviously, all traumas, a lot of it comes from when we were growing up. Trauma, as you know. Wow. You've moved mountains there. Most people don't touch it in their whole lifetime, Dawn. They don't even go nowhere near it in their whole lifetime, ever. There's a lot of people that never bother. And to even achieve that is amazing. So well done to you. That mustn't have been easy, though. You've really gone deep there. I suppose it's like, that's where the lessons are in your emotions, isn't it? Emotional guidance system kind of thinking. Pie, I'm going to call you Pie. You're saying I've got cancer. Right, you said that already. Sandra, please don't delete the messages. Let me have a chance to talk, please. Please don't delete them all. I appreciate what you're doing, but please don't. I will answer them. I can see that one van, whatever. Are you gay? No, I'm not gay. Are you gay? Is the question. Are you projecting your own gayness? Usually how it goes, isn't it, Juan? If I'm saying your name right. Yanni Walid, saying 67. Again, I'll ask, how does writing 67 make you feel? And why did you do it? What's good about it? Anyway, Dawn said, I feel like I've accessed a part of my brain I've been locked out for years. Wow, yeah. And it's like, I suppose in a way, I don't know if it's like a natural protection kind of thing, your ego or whatever it is, it blocks off those memories. It like protects itself in a way because it's so painful, and it just like locks it away. So it's like you're unconscious of it to an extent. And this is how I'm gauging this. I might be wrong, Dawn, but I'm trying my best to understand. It like blocks it in a way. Hence the Pandora's box theory. And it's you're opening it up and letting it eke out the pain, opening up Pandora's box, and that's where the magic happens, man. That's where the gold is. One is just saying the same thing. Thank you for helping my algorithm. Mike saying start screaming. I'm not going to start screaming, Mike. Why do you want me to start screaming? Just for your entertainment. Johnny saying I have a hard time keeping up with the Gen Z trends, LOL. I don't even try, Johnny. I get what you're saying, though. I don't even try. Maybe I'm showing my age here, Johnny, as well. But I think it's just stupid. It's nonsense, isn't it? One is saying the same things over again. I saying lung cancer. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, Pie. Really, really sorry to hear that. Lung cancer's, not that I'm an expert on that, but I do know it's one of the harsher ones, isn't it? I'm really sorry to hear that, and I hope that you heal, and I hope that you make the best of the time that you have, if that's what the line that we're going down. I send you love and I send you healing, Pie. That's all I've got to say. I'm really sorry to hear that. Sandra saying, oh, Dawn, wow. Yeah, it's a wow moment, Sandra, absolutely. That sounds really heavy. Sandra sending love and respect there. But that's where the healing lies. Really, really is. That's why we're here as humans. That's why we have lived the life we do. It's to grow through the suffering and to learn through the trauma. And that means you just are on another level. It's amazing to hear. It's beautiful. The hard world will take you home kind of thinking. I'm so proud of you for what you're doing and going where most people don't. And that's, yeah, most people don't. They just don't. It's too painful for a lot of people. Well done to Dawn. Well done, Dawn. It's top. Keep going. I know you're going to keep going. I don't even need to say anything to you. You're already on it. Mike saying you scream. Okay. Mike, whatever. Amelia. Hi, Amelia. Are you gay? No, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay, by the way. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a personal preference, isn't it? I'm not gay, no. Are you gay? It's okay to be gay. Each their own. One is just saying the same thing over and over again. So Dawn says, thanks, Sandra. It's amazing. Wow, it's just like you've unlocked something. It's like you found a treasure in a way, even though that might sound weird because it's really emotional. It's like you found a bit of gold somewhere. That's how I'm interpreting it. One is it, whatever, one. Keep helping me, algorithm one. You're doing well. Sandra saying, Amelia, are you stupid? Probably not be able to answer that. Jeremy Byfield, I don't believe you. You're wearing something on your lips. Just be honest. No, don't be silly, Jeremy. Don't be silly, boy. Dawn saying, thanks, Brad. I'm looking forward to the next one. How often are you doing it, Dawn? Is it once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month? I think it's getting the right balance and everyone will have their own idea of that. I don't know. This is just my opinion. Maybe once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. But that would be me. But obviously, some people go more often or less often. It's all depending on the person. That Sandra's saying, Dawn, my therapist has been ill and I haven't had a session for 2 months now. No, you haven't, have you? And finally, I'm doing it on the 1st of Feb and I have so much to tell him, LOL. Sandra's been doing it for years. You've done so well, Sandra. You've been so consistent, man. You've been amazing. Really, really good. I bet you therapists love working with people like Dawn and Sandra as well because they're so open and they're good to work with. They listen and they're taking it on board and they're putting the real work in. I bet you're a pleasure to work with from a psychotherapist point of view. That's what I'd assume anyway. Be good to work with people like that. I bet it's very frustrating. I mean, you get some people that go to therapy that don't even put the work in. They'll just turn up and expect the therapist to do all the work. You've got to do the work yourself as well. They're gonna take you on the journey that you go along. Of course they are. They're going to help you the best they can, but the real work comes from yourself. The real healing comes from within, doesn't it? Healing's from within. Most of the world projects instead of reflecting. Projection, reflection. And most of the world projects, don't they? We all do it at some point, project our own insecurities onto others, but some people just do it all the time, projecting their own insecurities onto others instead of reflecting, looking within. Everything's within. A lot of people won't get this though. I'm not on about you guys here, but I'm on about obviously a lot of people out there. Sanders, oh no, I've already read that. Dawn saying, oh no, that's a really long time, but thankfully February isn't far away now. No, it's a few weeks off, Sander. I know you've missed it. And I'm glad that your therapist wasn't well, was he? So I'm glad that he's healed and that you're going soon. Johnny's hitting home runs there, man. Sometimes I feel my therapist needs a therapist. Do you know what? I think a lot of therapists, yeah, I bet they do. I don't know. I can't remember. Sander might be able to explain this better than I can. But I think sometimes they have to go through it themselves. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Your therapist will need therapy too. I bet they get burnt out, And I'll bet you sometimes the best way to understand something is to go through it yourself. If you've gone through trauma yourself, you're more of an expert than someone who's just done a degree in a way, because you've actually gone through it. So yeah, I can imagine. I bet they need a therapist though sometimes when they're getting absolutely hounded all the time as well with other people's emotions. I bet it can feel heavy if they're an empath, for example. Sander saying, Dawn, no, I'm definitely so ready for it. Good, Sander. Dawn saying, yeah, you're a spot on, Brad. All right, thanks, Dawn. Sander saying, Johnny, he or she probably does, LOL. Absolutely. Dawn saying, oh, how often do you usually go, Sander? I'll let Sander answer that one. Mark saying, I will sub if you scream. Mark, I'm not going to scream. I'm not a dancing monkey. I'm not that. I appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes, but only if they want to. Don't force anyone to do anything. Don't force anyone to watch. I don't expect anyone to do anything. I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything. That's the truth. I'm not going to scream for you to sub. I have too much self-respect. I'm not going to do it, mate. What, for a fucking sub? I don't give a fuck. Simple as. Anyway, Johnny's saying, me neither. Haha, yeah. I don't get why they're doing it. I don't get it either, Johnny. Who knows? You seem like a very well-rounded person, Johnny, by the way. I'm going to subscribe to you, by the way, Johnny. When I get Johnny, I'm going to please check out Johnny's channel, Johnny on the Rise's channel. I'm going to subscribe after the live, Johnny, just to let you know, to show some support, of course. Anyway, Sander's saying, Dawn, I used to go to, Sander's saying, Dawn, I used to go every 2 weeks. I've reduced it to every 3 weeks now, as I felt I don't need more right now. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, every week's different, isn't it? Some weeks you feel like you're on top of the world and you're winning, and other weeks you feel like you've got nowhere. It's it's not a straight line, is it? The growth, let's say. But luckily, I can always change it, of course, if needed. Yeah, it depends on what's going on, how you're feeling, and what's going on in your life. It's different for everyone at different times. Sander says, Johnny doing what? Question mark. I think it was in relation to 67. I might be wrong though. Dawn saying, I'm going weekly for now. Good way to start out, really. I have to miss the occasional one because of horses take all my money and your time and your energy, I can imagine. But I'm trying to go weekly. Good for you. Very. You've been doing it You've been doing it since November, haven't you? November. I remember when you started in November. Been going for a few months now. If you've been going every week, that's great. Well done. Well done. Amazing, by the way, Dawn. Fucking amazing. Anyway, Sanders then saying, Dawn, that's very good and well done, you. Absolutely. If you need it, go for it 100%. Stinky Fighter. Hello, Stinky Fighter. What a name. Right. Yeah, fights do stink. My watch is worth the GDP of Yemen. Okay. If this watch breaks, the foreign exchange rate will take a 28% hit. What watch do you have? Going in line with what you're talking about. Anyway, Dawn saying, yeah, Brad. I didn't realise how much I'd stuffed away. I think we all do. I think everyone does it to an extent. I remembered my dad bursting into my grand's house and telling her my other grand was dead, and no one ever told me, and I wasn't really allowed feeling. So it all came out flooding out. Oh, God. Yeah, that sounds, yeah. And as a young kid as well, young girl, obviously you was a young girl at the time. That must have been awful, man. And you wasn't allowed to process it and understand it. You had no one to support you at that time. Probably because they didn't have the capacity to do so, which doesn't excuse it, but it explains it. Doesn't excuse it though from there. Yeah, that must have been hard. Sorry to hear that. Sander says, Brad, my terror. Sorry to hear that, Dawn. Sander, it must have been bloody difficult beyond words. Let's say that. Sander saying, Brad, my therapist tells me that. Yes, LOL. Dawn saying aloud, feeling so it all came flooding out. I've already read that. Yeah. It's good that it's coming out. It's easy oozing out. The pain is oozing out, and then I imagine to process it understand it, and then hopefully then you find your solutions through the understanding, don't you? Of course. Takes time though. It takes time, I believe. Stinky farter. I'm not insecure. You are. Right? You're projecting. Stinky farter is, like I've just said, projection and reflection. So Stinky farter is saying, I'm not insecure, not me. You are. What? Why? Why do you think I'm insecure? LOL. Are you joking? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Stinky farter. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know where you're going with that. Do I ever feel insecure? Yeah, fucking right I do, Stinky farter. Do I ever feel insecure? Yes. A lot less than I used to. But do I still have insecurities? Yes, I do. But I try and work on them the best I can. I try not to project them onto others. I try to understand them via reflection. I don't always get that right, though. I think we're all a bit insecure, aren't we? Most people, I believe, are insecure in some way. It's how you deal with that insecurity. Do you reflect or do you project? Most people project, therefore not solving their own insecurities. Just blame. Let's tell everyone else they're insecure when it's really them that are insecure. That kind of thinking. Therefore, you don't grow. You just stay stuck where you are. That's the price you pay for that kind of project. If you project all the time in your life and that's all you ever do, you stay stuck. It's not good. Anyway, second channel of the Gremlin. What a name. I'm currently making a big plush of soap from Call of Duty since I've made Roach. A second channel of the Gremlin. I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you elaborate, please? Oh, sorry, Sandra, I've missed your comment. Dawn, you're in a phase where you're letting all the past trauma out now. I'm so excited for you. Yeah. Rightly so, you should be excited. That's great to be excited about that as well. It's a good energy behind it, isn't it? I'm excited about this growth that I'm experiencing. It's amazing. It's great. Amazing. Don't say thank you, Sandy. It's crazy, but amazing. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Let me carry on. It's a very unique and special journey, Dawn. Absolutely. Most people never find it either. And I just wish that more of the world would do these things, Dawn. I wish I can't. Me wishing it's not going to make it happen. I understand that, but I wish that more of the world was if more of the world was doing that type of work, that inner self-reflective work. Let's say vaguely, the world would be a much better place. And basically, if you're watching right now, and the things I'm talking about is like self-reflect, and that's what my channel's about, man. That is me as a person, is working on myself and etc. etc. And it's going to attract certain people that are have a similar mindset to me. That's what my channel's about, by the way. If anyone doesn't know. Anyway, I'll carry on. Dawn's just saying I'm actually enjoying it, to be honest, and it's sad that not everyone does it. It is sad that not everybody does it. I agree. Absolutely. Dawn, absolutely. Started saying, Dawn, maybe they're just not open towards it. No. And you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I'll say it again. Horse quote of the day, let's say. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, mate. You can go, look, this is really good. I've got this really good thing. I've got this fucking bit of gold over here. If you do this, honest to God, your life's going to be so much better. It's really, really good. And you're just trying to help people genuinely, but they just don't want it. And that's fine. Not everyone's going to want everything. It's just the way it goes. Anyway, I'll move on. Stinky 40, you're watching the derby. If I'm honest, Stinky 40, no, I'm not. I don't follow football. I follow rugby. I like rugby as a sport. So I probably won't be watching that today. I might watch the highlights though, Stinky Fighter. Are you watching it is the question. Tyler Roberter. Tyler. Hi, Tyler. My name's Brad. Nice to meet you. Thank you to anyone that's liked and subscribed, by the way. I appreciate you all. Just sending out that appreciation. Jackie Moon. Hi, Jackie. I think I've seen you before. You're so British. Yeah, English. To be more specific. Yeah, I'm very English, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Dawn saying, yes, it's hard to understand that some people don't want to progress. I don't understand that. I struggle to understand that too, Dawn. It's difficult, man. I was around all dawn. I had Monday. I had a shit day. I was around. I had a scrub team of us. We're doing shoulders, man. I had a shit fucking day. I had 3 people with me. Let's say we had 4 people on my team. I had someone above me who's really like, the energy was so fucking shit, man. I was trying to like lighten up the room, trying to talk to people, trying to like just be warm. And there were just no one home. I had 3 3-dimensional people with me, like really like gone. Like, who's home? I was like, wake up. Let's get you back in the room. Let's have a conversation. Let's just have a normal and even a normal conversation. I couldn't fucking have it, Dawn. And I was with them all fucking day. One of the people was trying to make me feel insecure, trying to like put me down a little bit. And it was fucking awful. It was fucking awful. A bad day. And I thought, if I wanted to show you what is 3-dimensional people, that would be the perfect fucking scenario if you could see it. And then my energy was drained by it that day. And I thought, fuck, I need to be better than this. I've let these bastards get me today. They got me. They got me because I was with them all day. And I thought, I've got to work on myself a bit more to try and limit the damage of these people, let's say. Luckily, I'm not with these types of people all the time. I don't hate them, but there were no one home. It's just like weird. It's like, fuck me, man. Can we have a conversation? Can we have a bit of a laugh? Can we be a bit human? Can we have a semi-deep conversation? It's not going to happen, and it's frustrating. I don't understand it either, but it is what it is. There's no point. I suppose sometimes there's no understanding some things, and it is what it is. I suppose you can't. What can you do with that? There's fuck all you can do with that. And then I thought to myself, I'm going to chuck this in. I thought, fuck it. I was in the room. No one was speaking. It was weird. The patient hadn't come in yet. I thought, fuck it. I'm chucking it in. And I said, what did I say? I said, most of the world self-medicates with alcohol, or what else did I say? I said, or everyone's on antidepressants and blah, blah, blah. They numb all the pain. I gave that little speech. And I said, no one works on their emotions. Therefore, they end up stuck. And I said, it's a sad, sad life. And I said all that kind of spiel. I said it in a different way. And they all just looked at me like nothing. I thought, fucking hell. Anyway, I was being naive, and then I just shut the fuck up. Sorry, I'm going on. Anyway, I'll move on, guys. Sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent there. Sir Wellington, it's Tuesday, mate. Tuesday. Yeah, that's how I say Tuesday. Yes, that's how I say it, Sir Wellington. But it's actually Saturday, believe it or not. You're right, Dawn. It's Saturday, obviously. Yeah. Anyway, Jackie's saying, but I can tell you're soft. Don't let England fall. You think I'm soft? Why do you think I'm soft? I'm not soft. Definitely not soft. Don't take my kindness for a weakness. Basically. Why can you tell I'm soft, Jackie? Elaborate. Why do you think I'm soft? Let me try and understand your perspective. Own chemist is saying, own chemist. I don't understand that, mate. Hi, Zuki. How are you? How are you doing? Good morning, Brad and all. Good morning to you, Zuki. Nice of you to join us. I hope that you're okay. I hope you're doing well. Johnny's saying, thanks. Appreciate it. I've been going through a lot of life experiences and trying to make sense of it. Yep, Johnny, I get it. That's what my channel's about as well, as best as I can say. I'm just trying to get the words out. You're going through a lot of life experiences. What has that taught you is the question. Where are you at with that? Can you elaborate a bit more, Johnny? If you don't have to, but if you want to, go for it. And I'll try and understand that. Dawn says, I think you're right, Brad. November, wow. Yeah, I do remember. Do I remember, Dawn? Because I remember I was doing a live and I was speaking on the live and I remember you talking about it. I remember. It's very specific. I remember Sandra was talking on the video as well about you doing that. So that's how I remember November. Yeah, time goes quick. Zuki saying, congratulations on smashing 300 subs too at Inspirational Ambivert. Thanks, Zuki. I'm going to pin your comment. Thanks. Yeah, I got to 300. I'll replace that one. That's great. Thanks, Zuki. Yeah. My aim is obviously to get 500. Actually, my aim is just to become monetized, of course. It is, if I'm honest. But do it in a natural way, let's say. It'll be a slow growth kind of thing, which is fine. Dawn saying, that's brilliant, Johnny. I'm just starting out, but it's amazing. Vanderklam, are you a homosexual person? No, Vanderklam, I am not a homosexual person. Are you a homosexual person? No, not into that. Not for me, man. It's a very rude question, isn't it? Well, it's a very rude question, man. A lot of people projecting here. Like, usually it's a projection, isn't it? Or it's a man's way of trying to gain dominance over another by calling them gay or something like that. It's a very, it's the most commonly used put down by men, especially when they're younger, the gay thing, to try and appear more powerful than the other person. Or a lot of time it's just projecting their own fears and insecurities, why people say those things. Like I said, most of the world's projecting, man. We all do it, let's be honest, but some people just do it all the time. Johnny's then saying, recently I was a bit frustrated dealing with a person who doesn't want to acknowledge the truth and constantly moving the goalpost. Fucking hell, that's frustrating. I met people like that before, Johnny. What I learned was I can't change people only the way I look at it. Very, very wise, Johnny. I understand the frustration. I'm trying to break down what you've said and interpret it the best way I can and communicate that back to you the best way I can. So let's just break it down. So you're getting frustrated, dealing with a person who doesn't want to acknowledge the truth. No, they just won't. They don't listen to it. They don't acknowledge it. They just swerve it. They'll change topic, or they'll project that truth. They'll blame game, isn't it? That happens sometimes. They'll blame the circumstances. They'll blame this. They'll blame that. Anything but own up to it. They'll not acknowledge their own shortcomings. Even if it is them, they won't acknowledge it. They won't entertain it. Someone who's constantly changing the goalposts as well, you can't ever win. Can't ever win. That's just that's a sign of a manipulative person, Johnny, as I'm sure you know. And that's all they're ever going to be most of the time. You can't change people, man. You cannot fucking change them. But you can change your perspective and your reaction to it and whether you want to entertain them. Is this person close to you, Johnny, is the question. Are they a family member? Are they a friend or a colleague or whatever? Zuki saying, Vanderklam, this isn't a dating chat. You may find what you're looking for on Grindr Tinder, though. Zuki, perfectly said. Yes, Vanderklam, if you're still watching, if you're into that, which is absolutely fine, if you're into that kind of thing, go on those, go somewhere else to find those things, man. Live your best life, whatever it is. But you're not going to, I don't know why you're trying to get it here. Dawn, thank you. Thanks, Zuki. Well said. Dawn's saying, totally agree, Johnny. Just accept that's how they are and choose whether to keep them around or not. Yeah, depends on a lot of factors though, doesn't it? It's harder when it's family. Dawn saying hello to Zuki, sending love and respect. Tana saying love that Zuki. Great response. I agree. Johnny saying, sorry guys, doing chores, so I can't always keep up with the chat. Johnny, you don't need to explain yourself, man, at all. Don't worry about it, it's all good. Sana saying, yes, Dawn, we decide, and that's the beauty of it all. Absolutely. One moment, let me have a sip of tea. I'm really trying to be better at this whole 5D thing, 5-dimensional thing. I'm really trying to I want to keep above that shit. People try and drag you down, man. They really do. They do it consciously and unconsciously. And I'm trying to get to a place where I'm just not better than them, just not affected by it as much. That's where I'm working on myself. That's my path that I'm going along at the moment. Easy said than done this. I've not achieved it properly yet, by the way, but I'm getting better at it. In response, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Let me keep on reading, guys. Sorry. Suki saying totally, Johnny. Zuki's saying, totally, Johnny, it's hard to accept that some people don't change. It's harder the closer they are. It really, really is. Frustrating as hell. Dawn saying, you're all right, Johnny. I can't stay today either, unfortunately. No, it's all right, guys. You've got to live your life. You've got responsibilities. You've got wants of whatever it is you're doing. Of course. Zuki saying, you're too, Dawn. William. Hi, William. How are you? My name's Brad, by the way. Nice to meet you, by the way, William. I need this, mate. All right. I hope you're okay, William. I'm saying hello. Nice to meet you, by the way. Continental Trade Solutions. Hello to Continental Trade Solutions. William, are you bloody insane? Do you hear me? William, I'm not insane. I'm very sane person, compass mentors person. I'm not insane at all. I do hear what you're saying. I'm just reading it out. I'm going through the comments the best I can, William. And I do hear you, of course. Are you okay is the question. How are you doing? How's life at the moment? William says, mate. Sander says, like and subscribe, people. Thanks, Sander. I'm going to pin that. Thank you. Second channel of the Gremlins. Soap and Roach are from a game called Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty, okay, but I'm not an expert on it. I've not played it for years. I haven't really played it, but now I know a few of the characters. Okay, thanks for explaining. Second channel of the Gremlins. Thanks for explaining. Cheers. That one guy. Hello, that one guy. How are you? Hello, sir. Hope you have a blessed day. Sending love and respect back to you, that one guy. Thank you. Very kind of you to say. I think I've seen you before on here. Welcome back, by the way. Poppy. Hi, Poppy. How are you? Nice to see you again. Hope you're all right. I'm not going to read your name out there. 12, I'm going to say. Said, hi. Where are you from? I'm from Chorley, Lancashire, England, near Manchester, basically. Matthew Kershaw. I've seen you before, Matthew. How are you? No offense, a good turtle. I look like a turtle. Okay then, Matthew. So, number 12 said, I'd say a calm place to think about is my toilet where I'm taking a dump. Might sound weird, but it is for me. Okay then. Whatever you're into, lad. If that's calm for you, that's calm for you. Dawn saying, that sounds awful, Brad. Absolute energy vampires. I know the type. Yeah, I was surrounded by them. One of them's like a band 6 and very controlling, Dawn. She's such a dark energy, man. You should see this there's such a dark energy there. And it looks like this person's really suffering. She's hardly holding it together, in my opinion. It's not, it's ugly, mate. The energy's ugly. The energy's so ugly, Dawn, with this person. And they're above me as well, which is a fucking in the hierarchy. It's a very rigid hierarchy in the NHS, by the way, as well, as you might know. And some people wield their power in a negative way. It was energy vampire is absolutely bang on. I'll be keeping that. It was a bit of a lesson for me. I thought, I'm going to deal with this better next time. Don't let the bastards get you down, Dawn, is what I was trying to say to myself. Kazi saying, mate, what the foods are you saying? I'm just going with the comments, but I'm also speaking about other deeper things too, about reflection and projection and trying to work things out in our minds and in our lives, deeper things. But I'm also going with the flow of the conversation. I'm reading the comments out, really. Kevin's saying IRA, London go boom. Yeah, Kevin, that did happen a long time ago. The IRA bombings back in the 90s. Project Fortnite. Should I get an ultimate feast from the Red Lobster or a pound of crab? Oh, Red Lobster. I'll answer that. Red Lobster. Kazi saying no one's saying that. What do you mean by that? I don't understand. Dawn saying, oh, Brad, I really feel for you. Like a bee taking pollen to plastic flowers. Fucking well said, Dawn. Shit, that's really good. Yeah, like a bee taking pollen from plastic flowers. They're dead. They're not even real. Absolutely fucking bang on. Fake as fuck. Fucking just done. Completely like fucking done, man. I can't be around that shit for too long, mate. Fuck that shit. And I thought to myself, Dawn, I thought that Monday I had a shit day around these three-dimensional vacant people, let's say, asleep as fuck on steroids, dumb as fuck, emotionally fucking blocked off to fuck. I thought, I can't, why am I doing this job? I thought, I can't do this anymore. This is fucking horrible. And I was not in a good place. And then the next day I had I was so grateful. The next day, so every day is different, man. If you have a bad day, tomorrow's another day. It really fucking is. And then the next day, Dawn, I was around a team and I was laughing and joking, and it was nice. And I thought, oh my God. I told them, I said, I appreciate today so much because I had such a shit day the day before. So yeah, thanks for that. Kevin's going, London go bang bang. London's a crazy place, Kevin. Kaze, I'm going with that. No one is saying that. Elaborate. BQHA Kaze 934. You're saying no one is saying that. Elaborate. What you on about? Kevin saying English soldier go deed. All right then, Kevin. Well, yeah, if you're in the army, man, you're there's a chance that you will go dead, isn't it? It's a tough job, Kevin. Anyway, second channel of the Gremlin. After I finish up, I'll make Ghost, Price, Gaz, Keegan, Coing, then Laswell, probably more. But after I made those ones, I'll make Zadra from Below, then Alice from Murder Drones. Okay, you're talking about the game there, mate. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. It sounds like you know a lot about it and you enjoy it. Good for you. Project Fortnite saying, bros, got 7 people in here acting like you're answering multiple questions. You have not got loads of people watching Project Fortnite. That's absolutely fine. I've had time, Project Fortnite, I've had times where I've had 0, man. Honest to God, I've been just talking for about an hour, like with no responses, man. I'm just going with the flow, mate. Project Fortnite then says, imagine a one-on-one conversation, bro. Yeah, I do have one-on-one conversations all the time, man. Dawn saying, oh, in Croatia. Project Fortnite, not he's saying, what a bum. Sandra saying, thank you for being here, Project Fortnite. Project Fortnite says, you're welcome, Sandra. How are you, Project Fortnite? Project Fortnite says, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Nice and respectful, I like it. Karen, hi, Karen. Sorry to say this, but as a friend, you have a bugger. No, I don't. Never underestimate this power of suggestion. No, I don't have a bugger at all. How are you, Karen? Hope you're okay. My name's Brad. Nice to meet you. Serene Soul. I love your name, Serene Soul. Only weak personalities do it, not all. Yeah, weak personalities put other people down, Serene. Weak personalities drag people down and project, etc. Sandra saying, it's sad that a kind, well-rounded person is perceived homosexual in the world. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, I've had that. Oh, God, I've had that in my life to fuck, Sandra. I've had that to fuck. Project Fortnite. Well, it's taking a long time to answer questions. Project Fortnite, it is what it is. I'm going through all the comments. What I could do is just start scrolling and missing the ones, but I'm not missing any. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. That's my choice. And I'm reading them the best I can. So understand, I'm good, thanks, Project Fortnite. Serene Soul, any place is good to think out loud. I agree, Serene Soul. Thank you for sharing that. Very wise. Suki saying, have a little patience, please. There's a lot of comments and Brad is trying to give us all a response. Yeah, I'm doing my best, Suki. Thank you, Suki. Thank you. I try to give people a bit of depth as well. I'm just going with the flow, answering the things the best I can. Project Fortnite. There are 7 people in here, including me, and 2 moderators, so only like 4 other people. Are we taking so long to answer Project Fortnite? I think you've got a case. I think that's more of a case of, I think you're expecting too much, lad. If you don't like it, don't be here. If you're not happy, don't be here. Just flick your phone like that and you'll find another live. Go there. I'll explain the best I can. I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything. Johnny's then saying, what I've realised over time is the only factor I have control over is myself. Abso-fucking-lutely. I can't change the world, but how I react to it. Johnny, you're on. Johnny, by the sounds of it, you're doing great, man. You're doing fucking amazing. Respect. Thank you for sharing. Keep going, mate. You're doing well. As frustrating as it can fucking be. Don saying it's a frustrating but freeing realization, isn't it? Yeah. Waking up, growing. Dawn saying I like the Mel Robbins Let Them Fear It. It's fucking, that's a good book. I've read that book, Dawn. It's a very, there's a book, but you don't have to read the book. You can go on, she's on YouTube, as I'm sure you know. Mel Robbins is amazing, really is. Absolutely agree. That book's a really good book. It helps you to understand things and helps you to move on as well. It's a simple message, but it's a great message. Mel Robbins says it much better than I can, of course. She's really good. She's a very wise lady, let's say that much. Inspirational. Johnny is saying, yes, the person I was arguing with is close. Okay, that makes it frustrating. It was a random person, I wouldn't care. Makes sense. It's when the closest to you, it's harder to. Project Fortnite. Can 3 moderators just monitor hence the name moderator so the only 2 people in here can get a question answered here? Fortnite, you're being a little bit, you're not being the best there, lad. You're not being the best, are you? And you're demanding. What are you demanding? Who are you to demand anything, really? Not going to happen. Dawn said, I don't speak to anyone in my whole family. So protect yourself. Oh, God, you've had to protect yourself. I can imagine it's worked out really well. It probably had to do it by the sounds of it, Dawn. You've had to do it to protect yourself. If you hadn't have done it, I'm assuming here, correct me if I'm wrong, you wouldn't be where you are. If you were still stuck around those people, they would have slowed you down, held you down. Zuki saying, Johnny, I feel you there. Can you elaborate 3D, 5D? Okay, I'll do the best I can. 3-dimensional. What is 3-dimensional? 3-dimensional is we've all been there. We all go there. What's 3-dimensional? 3-dimensional is like low vibrational, let's say. A lot of the world is like this. So they don't, very close-minded people, black and white type of thinking, narrow-minded. Doesn't mean that 5D is not better than 3D. Doesn't mean that that's your ego kicking in. I'll explain it the best I can. I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow, actually. I'm going to do a video on 5D tomorrow. Let me think. So 3D, sorry, I'll explain this the best I can. I won't be going with the comments for a moment. Elaborate 3D the best I can. So it's the type of person that's narrow-minded, the type of person that they're not open-minded. They project everything onto other people. They're not aware of their emotions. They're not awake. They're asleep. Non-player characters, NPDs, basically. You can't really have any deep conversations with them. It doesn't mean they're a bad person, though. Like, oh, where are you going on holiday this year? That kind of question. Oh, what are you having for your tea tonight? Or did you see the football game? Did you see the rugby game? That's the only conversation you're going to have with them. They're not aware of their own emotions. They're not aware of their own insecurities. Some 3D-dimensional people will be nice people and some will be fucking awful. There's levels to it, in my opinion. But they just don't, they're not aware. They're not aware. They don't have deep conversations like you have, Johnny. They don't see them. They don't look at themselves. They project their own insecurities onto the world a lot of the time. And there's much more to it than I've just said. Then we go to 5-dimensional. It's when you've done the work. you're looking at yourself. You're aware of your own insecurities. You're more compass mentis. I love that word. You've done the deeper work. You're aware. You know who you are, and you're not vibrating at an angry level. A lot of people at 3D, they're operating from a fearful perspective. Fear, anger, pride before the fall. They're operating on that, and if they don't, and that's just like low vibrational. Basically, to come above that is more like a courage. To come away from that is more like you're more courage. You're more enlightened. You're lighter. You're less impacted by people. You still get pissed off with people, but you don't get sucked into it as much. You want peace more. You want calm more. You stay away from the gossip. You stay away from the chaos. You understand people. You have empathy towards people. Would be more 5D. I'm explaining it very vaguely there. What else can I say on that? Sorry, I'm trying my best here. And that's like the new Earth theory, isn't it? It's the 5D. Don't say thanks. Sorry, I'll move on, Johnny. I'm going to speak more about that tomorrow. Don't say thanks for the advice, PF. Pinky in Arcadia says, yo, can I get mod? Pinky in Arcadia, I don't know who you are. I'm really sorry. I'm not going to make you a moderator. I don't know who you are. I have moderators already. I trust them. I know them. I trust them. And I don't need any more at the moment. But you're more than welcome to join in with the stream, of course, and the lives. Project Fortnite said, does he have to create a thesis every time for a simple hello? I will explain things the way I want to. This is my channel. This is me communicating. This is me giving up my time to do this. I will communicate. This is my... I will explain things the best way I can. If you don't like the way I speak, or you can look at anything you want. There's so many options on there on your phone. Oh my God. So Project Fortnite, that's that. K3W says, hello K3W, hope you're okay. Jake, is that your real hair? My real lack of hair, Jake. Yes, I've no hair. Lena says, hi Lena, my name's Brad. Serio Con says hi. Going back to Johnny, tomorrow I'm gonna do a video on 5D tomorrow. I'll explain it a bit better than that. I'm sorry. But right now I'm just going to go with the comments. Project is saying, for hellos, Brad, just address the bloody crowd right now. Project is projecting. Oh, love your name. Project is projecting his own insecurities. You have no right, or I'm not even going to... Project, I'm not responding to you anymore. You're done. I find you to be rude. I find you to... Who do you think you are? I'm not even going to bother. It's just whatever. Love yourself, Project Fortnite. Love yourself. Work on yourself. You've got a long way to go, lad. Anyway, second channel of the Gremlin. I might also miss Fritter from the Card Free. I don't know yet. Okay, you enjoy that second channel of the Gremlin. Jeremy Byfield, do you miss having her? No, I accept the way I am, and I love the way I am, so I'm okay with it. Doesn't bother me at all. Lucy's asking, hi Lucy Malone. My accent is Lancastrian, to say it vaguely. I live in Chorley, in Manchester. Don't say, oh, any news on the promotion? They've not, thanks Dawn. They've not released a job yet. I'm going to go for it. I'm as ready as I've ever have been to get the band 6. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It's okay. I'm going to do it in a really relaxed way. I'm going to just enjoy the process. I'm going to just be chilled, be myself in the interview. That's if I get an interview. NHS take ages to do things, so the job's not even out yet, but there is a post that needs filling. So I'm going to apply when it comes up and see where we go. But thanks for asking, Dawn. Hey, it's tomorrow's whatever. Can you watch BFDI? What's BFDI? I don't know what that is. Hey, it's Moro. Moro Sorrow. I don't know what that is. Sorry. JDX says hello. How's your day? It's good. I've got a day off. I'm not working. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm good. How are you, JXDX? Craig said, have you screamed Allah Akbar today yet? No, I haven't, but I'll say it because it's a nice saying. Allah Akbar. God is great. There you go. Second channel of the Gremlin. Well, I'm going to not be active in the chat since I want to quickly finish soap off and then get some crispy pizza sauce on them. Second channel of the Gremlin. Enjoy your day. Suki says, that sounds lush. Living your best life. Rod Todd is asking me an inappropriate question. Rod Todd, you're in the wrong place, mate. You're into something else, I think. The dude, go and find what you're into. Not here, though. The dude says, hi, dude. How are you? Jay Uzo, hello from Belarus. Hello, my name is Roman. Hello, Roman. How are you? Hope you're okay. My name's Brad, by the way. Nice to meet you. Thank you to anyone that's liked and subscribed, by the way. I appreciate you all. Shy Weed Demon. Just remember this. Doesn't matter how many times you fail, you only need to succeed once. Absolutely, Shy Weed Demon. I think you've been on here before. I very wisely said that. Thanks for sharing. Second channel of the Gremlin says, thank you. Yippee. I've caught up with the chat now. The dude said, would you rather see a tree grow or something else? The dude, you're trying to catch me out there, but you've not got me there. Nice try, the dude. I'm not going to say that. Miat Bosmans, can you say Elias, my name? Elias, is that your name, Elias? Nice to meet you, Elias. I'm subbed and liked. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. And thank you for liking as well. I'm going to continue speaking. I'm going back to Johnny's question because I've tried to catch up with the comments. Elias says, yes. No worry, Elias. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you. I'm trying to think of the 3D, 5D thing a bit more. Laura Mitchell says, yo, I'm back. Welcome back, Laura. Welcome back. Elias says, how old are you? I think you're 28. I'll take that all day long, Elias. Bloody hell, I'm 43. I'm 43. I'm not 28. No, I'm 43. But thanks, I'll take that. I'll take that compliment. So yeah, back to the 3D, 5D thing. BFFs forever. Yeah. Pretty young still, Elias. Yeah, I still feel young too. I still feel young. I think my 40s, since my 30s, I felt so much better in myself. And I've just gradually felt better in myself as I've got older. I struggled in my 20s, man. Oh, my 20s was shit. Really, really difficult. It was hard, really hard in my 20s. I went through it in my 20s, man. Laura says, like and sub guys. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for that. Thank you for the support. Thank you to anyone that's liked and subscribed. Second channel of the Gremlin, 43. I thought you was 20. No, that's young. But thank you. Dawn has joined the club. Welcome to the 40s club, Dawn. I'm officially ancient now. Oh, happy birthday. It was Thursday, your birthday. Sorry, I forgot. Oh, shit. Forgive me, Dawn. Happy birthday for Thursday, by the way. Welcome to the 40s club. Bongu dude. I can't read your language. I'm really sorry. Is it Dutch? Rotterdam. €100. I don't know. Sorry, man. Laura saying no problem. Thanks, Laura. Very kind of you. Tito says, I like your eye colour. Thanks. The green. My eyes are green. Very kind of you. Thank you. I'll have a sip of water one moment. More on the 3D, 5D thing, yeah. One moment, guys. Sorry, I'm just not thinking right now. I've lost my train of thought. So yeah, I'm working on Elevate. One moment. Let's keep going, Brad. I'm just giving myself a pep talk there. Dawn saying, thank you. It was a great day. Jen came over with balloons, a homemade cake, wine and a fancy glass, flowers and a beautiful bracelet. She's the best. Oh, that's a good friend. Is that the one that works in theatres, Dawn? Forgive me if I'm wrong. That's lovely. Amazing. Good friend. Great friend by the sounds of it, Dawn. So yeah, I'm trying to elevate my own energy, my own energies myself. Going back to what, I don't know if Johnny's still there, but going back to what Johnny was saying about what 3D, elaborate on 3D and 5D. I'm still working on it now, and maybe I'll be working on it for the rest of my life. I think that's what we're meant to be doing anyway. To be less bothered by, just be less ego driven, like toxic ego driven. Just be a bit more lighter, a bit more peace within yourself, calm within yourself, knowing yourself, being your authentic. Another one, Johnny, if you're still there, is being your authentic self, isn't it? That's more 5D. Being your authentic self unapologetically. Doesn't mean you're being an asshole. It's just being you being yourself, being your best self, and it's going to come out in how you interact. I found doing this, like being a YouTuber, has helped me personally massively. Helped me to communicate my thoughts and my feelings properly, and then helped me to understand myself throughout the process. I'm going through this process too, believe it or not. Thoughts all done. That's her. Yeah, I remembered. I'm glad I got it right. So Dawn's got a spooky story. I'll try my best to fix it. Put it in the chat box. Right, Dawn. Please share. That's interesting. Thank you. Zayn Youssef, I've seen you before, Zayn. Welcome back, Zayn. Are you a Swiftie? What's a Swiftie, Zayn? What is a Swiftie? So Dawn is saying, my grandma wanted to call me Blossom after the crying episode at therapy. Okay. I came home and I opened the presents and the wine glass had Blossom on the box. Wow. But did it say on the glass? Is the question. Zane's asked me, so wear a Swiftie hat and dance with your hands on your hair. What I've not got in hair, Zane, and I'm not a performing monkey, so I don't do that kind of shit. Sorry, mate. It's a Taylor Swift fan, Brad. Oh, right. Swiftie. I didn't know. Am I a Taylor Swift fan? To be honest with you, no, I'm not. I appreciate the fact she's very talented, though. But I'm not, I won't say I'm a fan. So it had 40 on the glass with petals like cherry blossom and said Blossom on the box. Wow, that's mad. And then you said that your friend is a scrub nurse, isn't she? Or a scrub practitioner, let's say. She works in the theatres like I do. And you said that she's very has psychic abilities, let's say, as well. That's mad. That's a message from your gran then, Dawn. That's beautiful, by the way. That's amazing. That's you. Wow, that's mad. Yeah. That is a special moment, that is it. That fucking telling you now, that's it. That's bang on. That's bang on. And it's in perfect alignment in timing with you having that session as well, isn't it? Is it linked to that as well? With when you said that your dad burst in telling you about the death of your grandma when you had that moment. Wow. Yeah, that's linked. Perfect timing in a way, like your birthday, your therapy session, the Pandora's box being opened. It's that's the message coming through there from the other side. I believe that 1000%. You cried again, so don't cry. Oh, if you need to cry, cry. Sorry, I think people think crying's always bad. It's not. It's okay to cry sometimes. It's a healthy release of emotion. It's okay to cry sometimes. Mike Thurston saying to go crazy, RQ. Sick of. What are you sick of, Mark? Dawn saying I literally walked home from therapy and she's carrying presents from a car to my house. Wow, perfect. Wow, yeah, that's definitely in alignment. That's a very specific, like an epiphany kind of moment, isn't it? That's what it sounds like. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's mad how the universe works. Yeah, that is amazing. Fucking hell. Thanks for sharing that, Dawn. That's top. So do I believe in the other side? Yeah, I fucking do. Yeah, I fucking do. Big time. Big time. Anyway, I'll move on, but that's amazing. Thank you for sharing, Dawn. Really, really, really inspirational. Fucking Matt. Very interesting. You're doing the right thing. Whatever you're doing is working. Whatever you're doing is fucking working big time. Anyway, second channel of the Gremlin. It's okay to cry. Right, let me go about that. So thanks for the question. Yeah, it is. If you're a guy and let's say you're crying all the time, you're an emotional wreck all the time, from a man's perspective, obviously if a man's like that, then he probably needs therapy, needs work, needs support. And that's, in my opinion, that's not a good way to be as a man. However, it's okay to cry sometimes, isn't it? Within certain situations, it's a release of emotion. You're releasing your emotion. It can help you regulate your emotions, in my opinion. It's okay to cry sometimes. Doesn't make you a bad person. No, it can be quite a healthy thing to do. I don't know what everyone else's thoughts are on that, but I think it can be. And what happens with guys is I do it myself still a little bit. Is we don't show emotion. We only show emotion that we feel comfortable with is anger, getting angry. But we don't. What a lot of men do is they don't work on their emotions, and what can end up the end result of if you do that for years and years and years and never regulate your emotions as a man, because men generally don't want to because they get fear of being stigmatized as weak or less than or effeminate or whatever it is. What happens is they hold on to all those negative emotions and they don't work on it and it ends up in a really bad result. I've had friends that have killed themselves because they've not fucking dealt with their emotions. They've not cried. They've not dealt with it. But it's at them up inside. And what do most men do? Most men kill themselves. Sorry, it's a really dark topic I've gone down now. But anyway, 75% of suicides in the UK are suicides. And it's men, usually, because they don't dare to cry or to regulate their emotions. Anyway, I'll move on. So it's okay to cry sometimes. Of course it is. Again, on the other side of things, it's good to be stoic. It's good to be strong. It's got to get that right balance. Doesn't mean being an emotional wreck, does it? As a man, I'm talking as a man here, of course. Mike, do you remember me? I do remember you, Mike. Of course I do. Dawn says, oh, me too. You believe in the other side, of course. Skibbity, toilet, okay. Anand, hi Anand. Looking handsome, mate. Thank you. I'll take that one. Nice to meet you, by the way. My name's Brad. Okay, interesting, Dawn. Let me read. She also asked my favourite colour last week, and I said yellow. But I'm starting to love sage green, and she turned up with sage green balloons, and she'd ordered them before we had that conversation. Did she give you the colour? Did you tell her that you like green, or did she just intuitively or randomly, let's say, buy the colour green balloons? Is the question I've got in relation to that, Dawn. Second channel of the Gremlin saying thank you. No worries. Dawn says she didn't even notice. And the quiet one, 1111. Welcome back, the quiet one. Hope you're okay. Hi to you. Hope you're okay. I love that 11 quiet one. I love your name, by the way. Love your YouTube name. Sending love and respect to you, of course. Second channel of the Gremlin says, oh my God, I'm sorry for your losses. Oh, don't worry, man. God. Yeah, I've had people that have not here anymore. And they took their own. Yeah, it's a dark topic. I'm not going to go about it too much right now. But thank you. Thanks for that. I don't mind talking about like bad things sometimes, but I don't like doing it all the time. Anyway, because I think it could be too heavy sometimes. Anyway, Zuki saying, it's always confused me why people say women are more emotional, because they literally are more biologically equipped to handle and process emotions compared to men. Zuki, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. And I get the point. I get the point where we need to be strong. We need to be stoic. When the shit hits the fan, you need to be strong, right? You need to get on with things. You need to power through things. And that's stoic, that's strength. And that's important in life as a man, let's say. But also you need to, if you don't process how you feel or work through it or talk through it, it'll eat you up inside. A lot of men fail this. They fail it to fuck. It's because of society and societal pressures, isn't it, as well? You're absolutely bang on. Women are a lot better at it than men. A lot better at it than men. You don't want men to be an emotional wreck, though. Imagine let's say you're in a relationship with a woman or whatever, you've got kids. The man, you're expected to be stoic, though. And I get why. I'm going around in circles here, but it's good. You've got to release some of it in a healthy way, is what I'm trying to say, and then find solutions to it. With regards to emotions for men. I think people are better at it than they were, but still a long way to go. Hareem is then saying, do you remember me? Hareem, yes, I do remember you. How are you doing? Good of you to join us again. I hope that you're doing all right. So you can say meaning, sorry if I misinterpreted you, Zuki. Meaning when they say emotional as a put down, yeah, don't be a girl. Don't be a girl. Stop crying like a girl kind of thing could be said to a man as well. People say it as a weakness, say sensitivity is a weakness as well. Sensitivity is a sign of emotional intelligence, basically, in my opinion, anyway. Jonah, welcome back, Jonah. Hello, Jonah. How are you? Hope you're okay. Hareem says, hi, I am back. Welcome back, Hareem. Stone saying she just ordered balloons that she liked. I didn't notice that they were sage green. Right. So she did it randomly or intuitively, let's say. That's mad with the whole blossom thing as well. That's great, man. That's a message from the other side. That's them saying, we're here, happy birthday kind of thing. By the way, Dawn, that's how I'd interpret that. It's a great moment. Dawn says, very true, Zuki. Yes, absolutely. Jonah saying, sir, guess what I'm getting for my birthday? A PS5. I'm guessing, Jonah. What are you getting for your birthday? I've guessed a PS5. Hareem says, I've subbed to you. Yes, thank you, Hareem. I really appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing. It means a lot. Thanks a lot. Josh Manmate. Josh saying it depends on the emotion. Okay. But being emotional is without a doubt seen as weak for a man. It is seen as that way. I'd agree it is seen as that way. Once exposed, you can almost see a shift in someone's eyes, like they can no longer depend on you to be strong. Yeah, even The Rock, though, the Rock of the family, let's say, Josh. I get what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. It's seen as a weakness and as a doubt. And if you're the Rock of the family, let's say you're the man, you're the Rock of the family, and then you break down, then people think, oh, how can I follow this person that's the Rock kind of thing? But I think if it's done in a measured way, if it's done like, if you've got shit you need to deal with, and you do it let's say you've got the person that you trust, and then you release those emotions, then it can help you in the long run. As a man, you need to you need to emotionally regulate yourself, I believe, to be truly strong. You need to have an emotional intelligence and work through your emotions as a man. Doesn't mean you're breaking down and being a wreck. Doesn't mean you can get shit done. Still going to turn up for work. Still going to make sure everyone's safe. Still going to protect people. Still going to provide for people. Still do all that shit. Still be there for other people. But I'm going to just work out my emotions in a smart way. I think that's strong, truly strong. And if you don't, you can break people. That's why people have nervous breakdowns, man, potentially. Or they commit suicide because they've not fucking dealt with all their emotions. Because they have to be seen to be the strong one, and the ego won't allow themselves to ever break that rock kind of personality. And then eventually the cracks show. Nervous breakdown, mate, can happen. Stress can happen. Stress is a big killer because they're not dealing with their inner turmoil. Doesn't mean you're breaking down much because you're being emotional. I get from an extreme point of view, if someone's crying as a man all the fucking time, they can't handle anything. That's a different man. That's a totally different conversation, man. That you could say that person's weak in a way, and they need help, and they're not. You can't rely on that type of person because they fucking break. They're crying all the time, every single day, all day long. That person needs help as a man, let's say. But what was I going to say then? Yeah, you need to regulate your emotions, man. Your emotional guidance system. Your emotional guidance system. Your emotions are telling you something, and if you ignore them, they'll get louder and louder and louder. And sometimes, if you ignore them long enough, the body will give in because of the stress. Anyway. Oh, John is saying, I'm getting a new bass, is it? Oh, a new musical instrument. Yeah, I remember now. Good for you, Jonah. That's a great present. Oh, are you in a band, Jonah, if I remember correctly? Forgive me if I'm wrong, Jonah. Vernon saying, how's the old English women? How's the old English women? They're doing well, mate. They're doing well. Emma says, hello, I'm Romanian. Hello, Emma from Romania. Hope you're okay. My name's Brad. Nice to meet you. Jonah saying, oh, speaking of that, it's unfair to men. It's all expectations. So many expectations to males, and it's not fair. Putting pressure on us. They say we are heartless, but we just try to mask our feelings. Jonah, I'm going to share that, man. Sorry, I want to share that one. You're absolutely right in that way. It can feel unfair. A lot of it is expected. Yep. Women have different issues too. I'm not discrediting women's issues, by the way. But absolutely right. From a male perspective, you bang on. Putting pressure on us. They say we're heartless, but we need to learn to mask our feelings. Yeah. We're expected to just shut up and get on with it. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a girl, they say. And then that can lead us down the dark path, potentially. Getting the right balance. Don't say, yeah, that's how I interpret it too. Or review like, yeah, that's how I did. Yeah. Absolutely, Dawn. You've had a fucking amazing. That's a great birthday present, by the way. Not just the physical things, but the spiritual thing, the message that you've got, that you've received. Amazing. That means you're in alignment, Dawn, in relation to what you were saying before, of course. Ellie Gale, my dad got me a Chew Mess Dog toy from B&M Bargains. Ellie, you got a dog's chew toy for your birthday? Please elaborate, if you can. Zuki saying, I think if the act of stoicism comes at a cost for someone in a damaging sense, it's a sign they need help. Learning to process and handle their coping mechanisms. Wow, really wise, Zuki. Oh my God, home runs being hit here. I love stoicism. I think it's fucking great. It fucking makes you achieve so much. I love stoicism, the old philosophies. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius. Some of what they said is so fucking true and so wise and so useful, and you need it as a person, man. You've got to be strong and all that. Absolutely. However, I agree, Zuki, as well. If it's coming at a cost, it's too extreme. And it's damaging. It's a sign that help learning to process and handle the coping mechanisms. Absolutely. You can't be in an emotion. You're not a robot. We're human. You're not a robot. We're not emotionless people. You can't just ignore them all. Is what I'm gauging from what Zuki's saying. Absolutely. FJ YouTube 99. Hello from Melbourne. Hello, welcome. Zuki says welcome too. Dawn says, I'm sorry, Ellie. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ellie. Please elaborate a bit more, Ellie. Leah O'Byrne. Where are you from? I'm from Chorley, Lancashire. Leah, how are you? Hope you're okay. Bacon burner. Stress killed your hair. No. It's hereditary, mate. Follically challenged bacon burner. Ellie saying, but it's okay, I like my dog toy. Ellie, are you a furry? Is the question. I'm guessing. Leah O'Byrne said, stop yapping, bro. Well, if you don't like hearing what I've got to say, then watch something else on your phone. I've got to talk on here, haven't I? Yeah, you're in a band, Jonah, I remember. I'm glad I remembered. It's good that you're following your passion. Good for you. I hope that you go far with it, or I hope that you just enjoy it at the very least. Zuki's saying 15% of men will be bald at some point in their life. I don't see why anyone is making a big deal of something that happens in more than 1 in 10 men. No. It's not a big deal to me. Some people get very insecure about it, don't they? Really bad. Just embrace it, man. Embrace it. Noah's Gaming said, hi, I'm Noah and I'm moving schools. All right, Noah, that must be stressful, man. I hope that, are you moving location? Why are you moving schools is the question. FJ YouTube 99, admitting faults can be fucking healing. Absolutely. That's the beauty of, oh man, that's absolutely correct, man. Accountability. Are you going to hold yourself accountable? If you admit your fuck ups, admit your faults, that's where the growth is. That's where the healing is. And back to the 3D, 5D thing. A person who is 5D will admit the faults and they'll grow from them. A 3D person won't admit the faults. They won't be accountable a lot of the time. They'll blame someone else. They'll project it on someone else. Anyway, Travis says hello. Hello, Travis. The Quiet One 1111. Okay. I saw an interview where Mike Tyson started to break down emotionally because the interviewer spoke about Mike's toddler daughter who accidentally died. Oh, I think I've seen it, The Quiet One. I know what you're on about. And no way did Tyson appear weak for crying. Fuck, do you know what? Bang on, The Quiet One. Thank you. I love Mike Tyson. He's really wise, you know. He's really wise. I'm sure he's done some bad things or whatever he's done, but he's a very intelligent, deep person, is Mike Tyson, but he's also can be a very dangerous, aggressive person too. And you didn't see him weak for crying. That just shows how aware you are, by the way, The Quiet One. Shows how deep and open-minded you are. I'd agree with you absolutely, by the way. I'm going to share that too. Just going to share. I'm pinning a few of the comments. I'll keep changing them as I go along. But that's a really wise saying. Thank you. Josh is saying, I agree. If we talk about our feelings without getting emotional, we can still appear strong mentally, maybe even stronger. But it's interesting to see the shift in demeanor if we show the emotion. Yeah, it's interesting to see the shift in the energy of the person that's showing emotion. You see them strong and stoic all the time, and then all of a sudden they're showing that inner side to them. They're starting to tear up a little bit. It can be interesting to see that change in somebody, especially when you're used to appearing in a certain way. Ellie's saying it's true. My dad hates me. That's why my mum broke up with my dad. It's true. My dad hates me, and that's why my mum. Ellie, sorry to hear that. I don't know your full story, Ellie. I don't know your full story. Sorry. Your mum broke up with your dad because your dad hates you. I don't know your full story, but I don't. Is that definitely true? Is the question, Ellie? Is it not because if your mum and dad split up, it's to do with them two, not you? But I don't know the full story. But I'd assume that. I'm sorry to hear that you feel that way, Ellie. I really am. Usually when people split up, Ellie, it's because if two people split up, like mum and dad, let's say, for example, they split up, it's because of them two. Something's not working with them two. It's not the daughter's fault, the child's fault. It's to do with the parents. It's to do with the mum and the dad. It's not your responsibility, that one. Unless there's something else I don't know, but that's what I'd assume anyway. Second, Channel the Gremlin. I have an ungodly amount of dried hot glue on my desk. What have you been doing? Have you been making figures? Why have you got loads of hot glue there? BJ Boxer. What are you, mate? What am I? What am I? My name's Brad. I'm just me. I'm just me. I hope you're okay. I've never met you before. And I'm from England. That's all I've got to say, really, to that one. Sandra says hello. Emma Starr says hello. You've made 50 plus plushies. What are plushies? So you've been gluing, creating something. That's why all the hot glue's on your table. Brene Streams. I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello. How are you doing today? I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I've had a busy week. I'm doing my live. I'm having a nice conversation, let's say. I'm doing all right. How are you? Doing well. Sandra says hi to Brene. The quiet one. It's really wise, by the way, the quiet one. It's built into society to see men as strong and protective. Yes. I thought my dad could do anything like Superman. Women feel fear if they think the man is weak and can't protect. Yeah. And I get that. Because then they've got, I completely get that. If they can't protect and they can't be strong, and they don't want to follow all that, do they? A woman's not going to want to be around someone that's like that. They don't feel safe around them, let's say. I can understand that perspective. I think you can still be strong though, and show your emotions sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, just sometimes. In a measured, let's say, in a measured manner, in a healthy, measured manner, and then find solutions after it. Let a little bit of it out. Doesn't mean you're breaking down though. Doesn't mean you're weak though. Just means you're stronger. Like what you said, the quiet one said about Mike Tyson. He was breaking down crying, but he's a really strong guy. He's gone through hell in his own life, I believe. And he's just a very inspirational person. He's my opinion of Mike Tyson anyway. Very, very wise man. He's done a lot of inner work. Very, very, very smart guy anyway. So let's go. Let's carry on. Brene says, yeah, finally someone says my name correct. Oh, I'm glad I've said it right. I get it wrong sometimes as well. Brene says, hello to Sander. Dispassionate Observer. I've seen you on here before, Dispassionate Observer. I hope you're okay. What do you think about Hare Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita? Hare Krishna. Is it Hindu? Dispassionate Observer. Hare Krishna. I think I like the Hindu religion. I'm not religious myself, but I do respect the Hindu religion, let's say. I think there's a lot of positives. It's very understanding people. Not that I'm an expert on this, by the way, at all. But I think the Hindu religion's a nice one. It's a good one. Positive one if it's followed in a respectful, healthy manner, let's say. Brene says, haha, it's all good. Nice. The quiet one is saying society has given men the strong, silent type stereotype. Yeah. And some of that's a good way to be as well. I try to do that myself, of course. I'm really good under pressure. When the shit hits the fan, I work in the theatre, the quiet one. I might have told you this. I work in a theatre, work with basically operations, and things don't always go to plan. And when the shit hits the fan, I just move up a gear. I'm good at, I thrive in chaos sometimes. I'm good at adapting. You need to be strong at those moments. Anyway, Mate says, hello, please can you say that EU Lubesc Romania Forte Mult, and if you don't understand, translate it. I can't translate that. I'm really, really sorry, but I've read it the best I can. Dispassionate Observer, what do you think about veganism? What do I think about it? I think each to their own. Is that what Hindus practice? Hare Krishna, is that what they practice? Are they vegan is the question. Respect all living things. There's nothing wrong with veganism. If people want to be vegan, they want to be vegetarian, they want to be carnivore, they want to just have a normal Western diet. They want to, people live and let live is what I say. Eat what you want to eat. With respect, of course. That's it. Everyone's got their own choices, for right or for wrong. So what do I think about veganism? I think each their own. I don't think it would be for me personally, though. I think I wouldn't get enough nutrients from that personally. However, I respect anyone that eats that way. That's absolutely fine. Oh, Mate, thank you. It says, I love Romania so much. So I'm assuming that you're from Romania. How was life from Romania, and why do you love Romania? What do you love about it? Dispassionate Observer, what do you think about reincarnation? So you're going with the Hindu there. I believe in it 1,000% dispassionate. I really do believe in it. Yes, I do believe in it. I think we're here to learn our lessons, and then we reincarnate. If we haven't learned the lessons, we come back again and try and, I think the school of life is very difficult. But that's where the challenges help us to learn. We learn through our the inner work. It's all about learning about our emotions, etc. So yeah, I do believe in it. Mate saying it's so cool. Okay, nice. I'm glad that you love where you live. That's great. Dispassionate Observer, did you take the COVID shot? Basically, oh God, here we go. Dispassionate Observer, I avoided it for ages. I was when COVID was happening, I was a student nurse. I qualified in 2021. So, and they said to us, this is in England, Dispassionate Observer, they said, you need to have the COVID shot or you can't work here. I just qualified and said, you can't work here if you don't have the COVID shot. The bastard said that. I can't believe it. And then I had it. I waited for ages and I didn't have it. And then I had it eventually. And I felt a bit ashamed of myself, actually. I had two shots of it, let's say. I was okay after it, but then I didn't have any more of it afterwards. I thought, I'm not doing this ever again. So I did have it. What do I think of it? I didn't like that they were forcing it on people. I really didn't like that. And there's a lot of talk about it being unhealthy, etc. Yeah, so I did have it, but I completely understand why people wouldn't. Anyway, JXDX saying hello. Hello again, JXDX. The quiet one is saying, how do men feel about women who are able to emotionally regulate themselves? I'll answer that in a moment. And calm under pressure and was accused of having no emotions. I'm a super empath, so it was funny. Who was saying that to you, the quiet one? I respect anyone that can regulate their emotions, that keeps them in check. That means that you're a stable person. If you can't regulate your emotions, we all have moments where we get angry and our hormones can affect emotions as well, big time, especially in women, in my opinion, happening in men as well, of course. women that emotionally regulate themselves, I think they're just really, really well-rounded, healthy people, and I have a lot of respect and time for them. Absolutely. I actually find that as a positive. If a woman is able to do that, I think that's a green flag. It's a green flag, meaning it's great, it's good. And that's a very healthy woman by the sounds of it, the quiet one. That's what I think about that. You're super empath. Yes, that's what I would agree with that. Absolutely. That's an empath that's worked on themselves. Same here. I'm not perfect though, of course, but yeah. It took me a while to get to where I am now, if I'm honest. Let's say with the super empath kind of topic. So the quiet one was saying he was trying to manipulate me and wanted me to be emotional about what he was saying. Yeah, they want a reaction out of you. A negative narcissistic person will want a reaction. They want to be able to control your emotions. And when you don't give them that, they're not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy because they're not able to manipulate you. Kudos to you, by the way. That frustrates the fuck out of people, doesn't it? A narcissist will get really fucking frustrated when they can't manipulate you, when they can't control your emotions. That means what they're doing is not working. Like, shit, it's not working. So yes, they're going to get fucking annoyed. That means you're winning, by the way. And when you're a narcissist with a super empath, fucking hell, a narcissist's worst nightmare is a super empath. They want an empath that's not worked on themselves so they can manipulate them. But you've got a super empath, they've probably gone through all the shit already. So they know the tricks of the trade. They know how to spot a narcissist from a mile off. So they hate super empaths. Manipulative people hate super empaths because they can't win with them. Let's say that much. They tend to stay away from you as well after that. When they know they can't control you emotionally, they probably just back off and try and find somebody else. Anyway, that's that. Let's have a sip of water and a little rest. Quiet one, bang on, bang on. I'll read it out loud. An empath who has done shadow work is a dangerous to a narcissist. Yeah, when you've embraced that shadow self, it's you can see right through it. I can see it straight away. The quiet one. I'm sure you can too. That's what that's what I'm about as a person. What my channel's about, amongst other things, about shadow work and about dealing with narcissists and being more 5-dimensional, let's say. Yeah, you'll turn them apart. You'll just mirror. They'll just the way you are as a person, your presence as a super empath. And then the narcissist won't be able to do much to you, and you can't manipulate you. So it forces them to look at themselves, and they hate doing that. They fucking hate doing that. So they'll just stay away from you, basically. They need an energy source, really, narcissists. They want an energy source, someone that they can manipulate and use as a tool. That's what they want. And when they can't get that, they'll just stay away from you. They'll back off. I usually see them before they see me as well. Helps. Once you've learnt, when you truly see people for who they are, you can just spot them a mile off. Keep them at arm's length, let's say. It's harder when it's family, though, obviously. A lot more difficult, more challenging when it's family. Ahmed King. Anyway, I'll move on. Ahmed King, do you love John Cena? Yes or no? John Cena. I wouldn't say I love John Cena, but do I appreciate him as a person? I'd say yes. I think he's a successful, intelligent person. John Cena is a wrestler, isn't he? And an actor. I like some of the films that he's in. I'd say I respect him, Ahmed. I'd respect him. I won't say I love him, but I'd say I respect him. He's very physically fit, very intelligent, very successful. I respect that. Seems like a well-rounded person, healthy person. So yes. Yes to that. Sorry, I'm just going quiet for a moment. Doing the best I can. So what am I working on myself? I'm trying to elevate my own frequency myself. I'm still working on that right now. It's not always easy. Not always easy, man, in the world that we live in. I think I'm going to end soon, guys. I've had a busy week at the hospital, working at the hospital. I'm tired. I need to eat. I'm going to be live tomorrow at around 10 a.m. in the morning, UK time. I'm going to be talking about 5D. What is 5D? 5D and 3D I'm going to talk about. I talked about them recently, but I'm going to talk specifically about being 5D a little bit tomorrow in a bit more depth, let's say, because that's what I'm working on myself at the moment. And also I'm going to mention some traits of 5-dimensional people and see where you fit. Do you fit into that is the question. Do you see yourself in that? That's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So I'm going to call it a day, guys. I need to eat. But thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate you all. Thanks for anyone that's liked. Thanks for anyone that's subscribed. Thank you for sharing all your wisdom. I really appreciate you all. I wish you all well along your journey of life, let's say. Keep being kind. Keep being a good person. Obviously, though, I know it sounds blunt. Don't take any shit, though. Don't take any shit. As you know, protect yourself. You've got to. The world can be cruel. But anyway, thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you tomorrow. If you want to join me tomorrow, join me tomorrow. If not, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Zuki says, Quiet One says, awesome. Thank you. Second channel of the Gremlin says, goodbye. And Zuki says, thanks, Brad. Take care. Take care, guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, UK time. Thanks and goodbye.